We're spectating randoms on cell shaded rebirth, which there's been a lot of negative feedback about this, primarily because it doesn't actually look cell shaded in my opinion. I think that's one of the biggest problems. It was promised and sold as cell shading, and it kind of looks like weird water paint feature filter, super lazy. Doesn't really look like it was done well at all, especially when you compare this to MW3. Did some things that stood out significantly more when it came to doing cell shaded maps. With all the original style maps and some of the other ones they added, they actually went above and beyond. They changed the sky and many other things so that everything looked pretty cohesive, but this just looks like smudges of like coloring everywhere. And unfortunately, they didn't actually notify this anywhere. Everyone thought it was going to be some kind of LTM, so you had some choice or autonomy over it, which even then it still would have been bad, but at least people would have had the option. These guys are landing hot at control. Level 500. Hopefully we stay on them for a bit. What ends up happening is they just threw it out there and everyone thought something was really going on. People spent time adjusting their settings, which is not a good thing in my opinion, especially when they should be fighting, you know, to be as transparent as possible so that people know what's going on. If you come in and play solos or duos or ranked or whatever, you don't have this mode. You play casual rebirth, it doesn't exist. And it's just, oh, they got wiped. Yeah, I think they got wiped. Sweaty came in here, level 55. First kill. He comes in super hot and aggressive. LC10, you know, brand new meta. The main thing that they did drop with the cartoon event, which was an actual event this time around. It had multiple challenges across various modes. So whether you wanted to play multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone, you had the opportunity to do them or mix and match if you're a player that plays multiple things. I thought that was a great thing that they need to do for all of them, because this is plain XP grind, kind of boring. At least that's my preference. I know there's some people that probably love the XP stuff because they can just go AFK and farm tiers and all that stuff, which supposedly they've started cracking down on for the people that do that in Plunder to farm tiers. So be wary. You could possibly get shadow banned or even banned. Regardless of that, I think even though this event, in terms of this LTM mode, pretty much sucks because it's just a filter that doesn't even look that good. The actual event itself was pretty good because it had all free tracks, no paid track. It actually had an option to get an aftermarket part or a conversion kit or whatever you want to call it, which slides right in on a gun that they just nerfed, and now that slides into a potentially close range meta. Super close range meta viable, but not like the meta. Obviously LC10 is still going to be your go-to, but that was the second W because the first one was the challenges being just challenges. The third W was they actually included a camo with this. The previous camo we got, we did get another one. It was just the weed one, which not a lot of people were a big fan of, especially with all the weed spam skins that were available in the store, the themes and all that stuff. People were less excited about that particular camo. But this race lines or speed lines or whatever it's called, that one seems like a lot more people are liking. This guy's using a Vel. Actually kind of cool to see some little off meta stuff here. So I don't know. I think it's interesting. A lot of rebirth spectating or randoms. I was going to do solos, but obviously they can show off the graphics of this pixely, watercolor, blurry, paintbrush looking nonsense that they're claiming is cell shading. Behind you, dog. He's coming up. Okay, definitely doesn't have a headset. Ay, ay, ay. But it is nice. It does look like on Rebirth, at least, there are people using a few different options in the meta. Like I said, the TR2 got nerfed pretty much into the ground. The DM10 nerfed essentially into the ground, which is kind of crappy. They did give the TR2 that conversion kit, so it kind of slides into the SMG or close range meta. But in terms of the long range meta and the overall meta, it's actually shrunk over time. The goal should be to expand it, increase the number of options, but for the most part, we got to a point where it kind of ballooned right at the start of Warzone's integration. And now they're doing the same nonsense where they're slowly slipping back and removing options. There's no reason that the XM4 should be so terrible. And there's probably about 10 other long range options, whether it's a rifle, an LMG, or about 5 or 6 different snipers that people should have an opportunity to use and still have that one-shot potential. I recently went through and got Abyss and went through all the camo grind, so I had to use all kinds of snipers, and all kinds of SMGs and rifles, and SMGs balanced really well. Rifles, about 5 of them that are pretty good. LMGs, outside the XMG, not really much great options because everything's kind of slow, a little too much visual shake. Snipers, the amount of guns that can't one-shot that are snipers that are slow as heck is kind of a problem. So it leads to a little bit of a staleness. And like I said, that number of meta options is slowly shrunk. So we're getting to the top 5 situation here. We are in zone 3. Okay, you do got a Grakova, so it means he has an 8 attachment setup. Sitting on 8 kills. And then for anyone wondering like, oh, what's the meta now that the update? I update that spreadsheet instantly. I updated that spreadsheet with all the meta stuff and the data within like 3 hours of the update going live. So if you just save it, bookmark it, you'll have it before the video goes live, because the video won't probably go live for another day or 2, right? So, oh, deleted. Okay, last alive. Okay, teammates are back. So he was able to get that. Still 1 minute left on the revives. Precision's coming in. They do have a recon, which I'm not a fan of. Too bad they don't have most wanteds in this mode. It would have made the camo grind so much easier. The fact that you have to go into quads or duos and then wait 8 minutes for the contract to spawn in, and then for guns like the PU, the C9, and there's another one, the Model L, you have to actually wait for somebody to grab a crown. But none of the modes have crowns. And the ones that do don't have them until 8 minutes. And people are like, go to Plunder. Plunder has the same delays. And there's not that many people like that are going to grab them. People are camping them, holding a corner. All right. Do you regain? You can see. I wonder if our POV is totally different. Because I saw that guy clearly. He was right behind the right door. And the guy was shooting like at the doorway. Got his team back. Managed to survive. They're on a regain. All their loot is here. One of the best quality of lives that we've had in a long time is the fact that your perks drop, right? That guy's on the run. You guys can stack him here. Nice! Good spray transfer. Bah! Ends up deleting the second guy. Good team shooting, hopefully. Either way, they managed to pull that off. About to get some double-digit kills here. There are people down the hill on the right side by that buy station. But ideally with the zone like this, you probably need to move towards over here or get industries like this edge and then rotate in, because more often than not, the zone's going to pull over here and then you want this high ground. But you don't want to get there too early because your back is too exposed. You're going to get shot in the back. So you kind of got to move in with the gas, stick to the high ground, and then get on top of the new industries. Does have a cluster to work with. Puts that down as a little bit of distraction. Gets this guy. And then has an opportunity to hit the buy station. They have plenty of money. There are people probably on the buy station. You saw the little flare smoke come out of it. So there are people over here. Gets a little bit of cover. A wall bang. Oh, will he get away? Managed to get away. Comes over, gets the trade. Hit the buy real quick. Double buy. There it is. Another great quality of life. You just hit the square button, brings everyone back. This team is probably going to lose, but who knows? Look at how blurry that crap looks, especially on this hill on the left. Ugh. It looks so bad. They do have enough money to load out. They can buy back and load out. There it is. And look at it, did pull this way, so you would have been able to hold this ridge. Like that team that's on the hill, on that little catwalk, is more than likely going to win. You'd have to do a hard rotation in here, and there's not much cover, and hope that the zone pulls in your favor. where those people have to jump off the building. My God, is it awful? So I don't know what they were thinking. They didn't make any claim. They didn't make any notification. They didn't say, we hear you. Obviously, it's too late to fix it. This was a lazy event. They probably agreed to, yeah, we could just use a filter on the game. And it ends up looking terrible because they didn't really put that much effort into it, to my feel. This looks like what they did with zombies in Black Ops 4. They allowed for a filter that was like this. Even that version was probably a little bit better. But those games were less textured, so less issues that could arise. Ooh, they got a zone pool. Oh my God, they got a God tier zone pool. Get into the building, go up the little catwalk, get into the window. His teammate's already doing it. Nice. Nice. It's a 3v2. They end up getting the God zone. There's no way they lose this. This guy's going to try and hit the buy. Oh, he rezzed them. Don't go down. Let your teammates help. Trades, trades, trades. W. Let's go. Hopefully, guys enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.